Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Take 30 podcast. So, this is actually the last episode of season 2, and I just thought that I would do a lot of reflections for this season. And I will say that this season, definitely out of season 1 and season 2, I have to say that season 2 is my favorite. Um, so I'm just going to give you guys just a little recap of, this season, and I just want to reflect. As you can see, if you are listening on YouTube, you can tell that I am in my Christmas PJs. So yesterday was Christmas. I actually worked yesterday from 11 o'clock in the morning until 3 p.m. Then I came home, watched a lot of Christmas movies, and then at Christmas I had dinner. And as some of you know, my family is Jamaican, so we eat a lot of Jamaican food. I had rice and peas and ham yesterday, and I had some plantain. So that's like a big thing um, in my family, cooking rice and peas and oxtail and all that during the holidays. So yeah, that and oxtail, oh my god, the best. I love oxtail. Like it is the best. Anyway, so today's episode, I'm just going to do a quick recap. So season 2 is definitely my favorite, and the podcast itself, we have hit a lot of highs for 2023, and I'm so proud of where this podcast is going. And I'm just going to give you a little reflection of um, this past year and what to expect for season 3 and for 2024. So, without further ado, let's get into the podcast. All right, so I just was looking at my Spotify Wrapped, and I wanted to share some of the highs for this podcast that we made for this year. So, number one being that we are in 7 countries. So, last year, this podcast was in 4 countries. So, it was in England, US, Canada, and Australia. This year, we have grown to 7 countries. So, this podcast has grown a lot. So, yeah, I am so proud of where we have come within the past year since starting this show. Um, so the episode that got the most views was the episode where I had with Emma as my guest. We talked about starting a podcast. We talked about mental health. She shared her journey with me on the show, and that actually got the most viewed episodes. So if you definitely want to check that episode out, you can do so. You can go back to it's season 2, episode 5, and you can go back to the episode. That one was one of my favorites to record and one of my favorite interviews that I did with her. And also make sure that you guys check out the Stray podcast. And that's her podcast. It's really good as well. I listen every single episode. Okay, so the most shared social media, the podcast has gotten over 43% of my listeners shared the podcast on Instagram. So that was a big high there. And the most shared episode was season 2, episode 22 with Brianna. And we discuss balancing your masculine and feminine energy. So I think you guys should definitely check that episode out as well. Okay. So on Spotify, the podcast was rated 5 stars. So we hit 5 stars this year. And I'm also gonna dive into like some of my favorite episodes. Now, don't get me wrong, every single one of my episodes that I recorded with my guest are my favorite, but I'm just diving into the top 5 that I loved, especially the top 5 interviews that I've done. So we are going to start off with the one that got the most viewers was season 2, episode 5 with Emma. That one was one of my favorites. Um, the other one that's my favorite is season 2 episode, the first episode of season 2 with Abby Hegney. You guys can check out that episode. Season 2 episode 8 with Paula was another one of my favorite. She's another podcaster. She is the host of the Reasons to Be Happy pod. I'm writing it down as you guys can see. Season 2, episode 14 with Janine. That one was the one that got the most shared episode. And let me look at exactly what we talked about. And I'll just share it with you guys right now. So yes, we talked about mindfulness meditation. Um, we talked about self-care, the importance of balancing self-care. Yeah, so if you guys want to check out, it's season 2, episode 14. So definitely check that out. And also my most recent interview with Chris Johnson. And that episode came out, that was season 2, episode, I think 39, 38 or 39. Let me just give you the exact day when it was released. 39. So that one, we basically discuss following the importance of following your passion. So Chris was started his podcast about, I want to say about 8 years ago. And so he transitioned from working a 9 to 5 job to now owning his own business. So, and that conversation was really good. I loved it. I loved him. I definitely love him. He's one of my awesome podcast friends. So definitely check it out on Spotify. So now I'm just going to dive into what is next for season for this podcast. So we're wrapping up season 2 right now. So we are going into our 3rd season for the show. I'm definitely going to have more interviews. I hope to have more in-person interviews. So that is definitely going to be exciting. So I will be in the process of planning out content for season 3. So as far as when season 3 is going to be, when season 3 is going to go live on Spotify and on YouTube, it's kind of up in the air right now. So I definitely want to plan out content for you guys, content that I know that you guys are going to love. So as far as when it's going to be released, I'm going to be in the process of planning it out because I really, really want to put out good content for you guys. So I will be on a little bit of a break before uploading season 3. So, another thing that I am planning to do for this season, I do actually have a conference coming up. It is in Orlando. It is PodFest, where we gather all the content creators, all the podcasters. So, definitely going to think about I'm definitely going to go. And actually, a friend of mine, I'm sure some of you guys know Shawnee Sanders. She's the host of the Girl Take Note podcast. She is planning on attending, so I am excited to see her. So I hope to vlog Podfest. You know, when the time comes, it's going to be next month. So it's going to be January 25th until January 28th, somewhere around there. So I'm planning to head to Orlando. And yeah, meet other content creators, and I'm very excited for that. And I definitely will be vlogging that. Um, so yeah, what else? I do plan on having sponsorships for the show. I hope to collaborate with other like mental health brands. So I'm very excited for that. Um, and yeah, that is all I have. Oh, I have a book a children's book that I've been talking about. I do am planning a tentative date to release it in 2024 sometime. I am really wanting to push that out, so you guys can take a look and read it. Take a look at it, read it. Let me know if you bought it. I don't know exactly when in 2024 that's going to be, but I am so excited to finally release my children's book. Um, what else? What else? Oh, and there is going to be more merch out. If you guys have not gotten your t-shirts, I will link down the merch store. You guys can purchase and get your Take 30 podcast t-shirts. So the front of it will say like, take a break from the madness. And then at the back of it, it'll say, listen to the Take 30 podcast. So I definitely, if you guys want to get your t-shirts, I will link it in the description so you guys can go ahead and purchase it. That would mean so much to me. And yes, I do plan per adding on some more merch for you guys, like some coffee mugs, some keychains, um, and yeah, I'll let you know when those will come out on the store in the store when those are released, so you guys can go ahead and purchase your key rings, your coffee mugs, and go and feel free to share it with your friends. So I would love that. um what else? Okay, so I think earlier back in October I mentioned that we will be doing a book club. Now, I have not even put together that book club yet. Um, so what's going to happen is, so I'm planning to do that in the new year. I was supposed to do it in the fall, however, that just did not happen, and I just have not been very consistent. So one of my goals for 2024 is to definitely read more books because in 2023 I have not read as I would like to. So, and reading is something that I love to do on my free times. So, I am going to push the book club out sometime in 2024. So, you guys can follow the Instagram page as soon as I make it. And yeah, that'll be there'll be a little mini book club. The other thing we can also do is we can go on Zoom and just talk about the book itself. So yeah, that is all like the updates that I have for you guys. I am finished recording for 2023 and season 2 has officially come to an end. So we definitely talked about a lot of highs. The podcast hit a lot of we've accomplished so much this year, and I really hope in 2024 we will be able to accomplish more. And I'm really excited to where this podcast will take me. And, you know, I can't wait to see my vision come to life. Season 3 and into 2024, season 3 onwards, I'm really excited for the people that I'm going to have on the show, the activities that I'm going to go to. So I'm hoping that in 2024, I will be doing a lot more traveling to different conferences and to meet other creators and to meet you guys if you guys are going to be attending some of these events. Yeah, so I think we will go ahead and end this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every other Tuesday, listening, sharing, posting each episode to your page. It really, really means the world to me. And I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas. And I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. And I will talk to you guys in 2024. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, to follow the Take 30 podcast Instagram page. You guys can also follow me on Facebook. It's the Take 30 podcast. You guys can follow me on threads.net, the Take 30 podcast, and you can also follow me on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Take 30 with Erykah on YouTube, and I will link that in the description below. You guys also can follow me on TikTok, and yes, I will be more active on TikTok, I promise. And it's take.30 with Erykah. So I will have all of my social media linked down below for you guys to follow, and also make sure to get your t-shirts, and I will link my Printify store in the link in the show notes so you guys can purchase your Take 30 t-shirts. And also make sure to share, like each episode, and also make sure to rate the podcast 5 stars on Spotify. So that is going to be it for this season. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I'd also like to take the time to thank all of my guests for coming on the show and talking to me for 30 minutes. I appreciate it, and I hope again to talk to you guys in 20. I hope to this podcast has inspired you. And again, make sure to share with your friends, your family, whoever needs it. I really appreciate the support. And also, this is me signing off for the last episode of 2023, and I will see you in the new year. Talk to you guys later. Bye.